Hello everyone, I'm Rachel and you're listening to Let's Talk Avatar. This is a watch through of The Legend of Korra. Isaac and I will be discussing each episode and giving our opinions on it. Just as a reminder, this podcast does contain spoilers for The Legend of Korra. This is a teen-rated podcast, so listener discretion is advised. Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Avatar. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Isaac.
And we're excited to be back recording after our little 2-week break that we said was only going to be 1 week, but
we like
classic Let's Talk Avatar move. We're getting into season 2 of Legend of Korra now. So I love season 2. I'm actually looking forward to this. And I wanted to say something as usual. One, we have another giveaway upcoming on our Instagram. Why are you laughing?
Every episode we do a giveaway.
2, I don't know when the giveaway is going to be yet, so bear with us. 2, I know I say this like every other podcast, but instead of explaining the episode, we're going to start talking about things that we noticed about it that we liked or certain things like that, because it just takes too long to literally go through and hash the entire episode, if that makes sense.
Hash mark the episode.
Yep, hash it up.
Hash brown. Okay.
Do you wanna we'll just jump. Let's talk Avatar.
So let's just talk Avatar. Okay, so the first episode in season 2 is called Rebel Spirits, I think.
Rebel Spirit.
Loved it. Except when did Mako and Korra get together? Is that the beginning of this season?
Yeah, because they kiss at the end of season 1. So it kind of insinuates like, hey, we're together. Already. Me too.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm so tired of that.
That is one of my talking points about this episode. I actually have quite a few talking points.
I love the direction they're going in this season.
Me and Isaac were just talking about before we started recording. We love spirits. We love... that sounded bad. It's not like we love spirits, but the idea of spirits in the Avatar universe is so interesting to us, so that's what we love. We don't love, conjuring spirits and stuff like that. That's not us, but,
Halloween special. I'm just kidding.
We should do a Halloween special.
That would be fun. For season 2, because the spirit world...
And they are pretty spooky.
Spoopy,
boy.
Ew. We're so spoopy on today's episode, guys.
Can I just go through and do a rundown of all the characters we're introduced to? Or I'm gonna give an update on where everyone's at. So
Varric
Mako
is...
Wait, I wanted to do it.
Daddy.
Okay, beyond that, Mako and Korra are dating. Bolin's still pro-bending, even though Korra and Mako aren't, and it's not the same.
I kind of forgot about that. When it was the first opening scene, I was like, oh.
Yeah, right? You're like, yeah, pro-bending. I loved it, and now I just don't care about it.
What else would Bolin be doing?
Yeah. Mako's a cop, works for Lin Beifong, which makes sense. Asami's running Future Industries, but is struggling because her dad's in prison, so no one wants to work with Future Industries. Then you meet Kaya, who is Tenzin's older sister, Avatar Aang. Why did I say Avatar Aang? Aang and Katara's only daughter. You see Katara again. You also meet Unalaq, who is Korra's uncle, her dad's brother. And then you get to see Korra's family again. You meet Varric, aka Isaac's daddy. And who else is in this?
Eska and Desna, Korra's cousins.
I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of them. They just annoy me.
I just love their fight style. I love the animation of them. So I can't wait for it, even though it's not been shown yet.
I'm just not a fan of them. They kind of annoy me.
And I love the fact that Aubrey Plaza plays Eska. They could have not picked a better voice actress for that character.
They did do an amazing job with that.
You know what I feel like? I feel like they already had Aubrey Plaza, and then they were like, let's make a character.
Right?
For her.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It fits her so well. It reminds me of her character from Parks and Rec, how serious and
gloom and doom.
Yeah.
But also really funny.
Yeah, exactly. Sarcastic. It just fits the character so well. So that's who we're introduced to so many new characters in season 2, and right off the bat, you're like kind of bombarded. And if it's not for the fact that like we've already seen it, so we know where like what role all these characters play, you would kind of feel overwhelmed. I'm trying to think back to how I felt when I was like, we're starting off.
I remember when I first watched this, I think my first reaction was to go find you and be like, Rachel, you have to watch this series. I can't wait till you get to season 2.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, whatever. And then, did we ever tell the story about how when we were kids and we saw the ads for Korra on the internet, we thought it was Katara?
Oh,
we
yeah.
thought it was a whole series about Katara. And we're like, I mean, we liked Katara, but probably not going to watch it.
Yeah, I just remember thinking like,
yeah, like,
Katara.
I guess we watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but,
Yeah, but at that point, I also didn't remember exactly what happened, so...
Yeah, it'd been a while,
Anyways, I don't know if you want to already talk about this, but I'm ready to talk about it, because I just need to get it off of my chest.
Is it Unalaq?
Korra.
Okay.
Stop continuously picking the worst teachers. I get that Tarlok was a council member or whatever, and I get that Unalaq is your literal uncle.
Who can, calm spirits. Like, it is a pretty cool thing he can do.
But they're not necessarily the best teachers.
Me and Isaac, so we both watched episode 1 and 2 yesterday, but at different times, so we weren't together. And I wrote notes down, and then he texted me, and I woke up to his text messages, and we thought the same exact thing at a certain part, which was about, where she chooses Unalaq over Tenzin and her dad. And it's just like... Yeah, like, how can you continuously choose the wrong... She's just immature. Like, she's so immature, and it irritates me to my core.
And her dad is such a good guy. Like, he's fighting for his whole family.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that they make things out to be so bad about her dad, and then he explains the story about why he was banished, and you're like, that's it?
It's so dumb.
Like, it's not like he purposely was like, I'm gonna flood this forest so all of the spirits come and attack us.
Did they even know that it was a spiritual place?
Yeah!
Well, I'm pretty sure, because it's, like, in the north.
But, I mean, still, it wasn't... They didn't preference that before. They just said, oh, it's a spirit where it's rumored that spirits are at.
I will say I loved his backstory. I loved the advancements you get to see in the north. Mm-hmm. And then, kind of like a spirit oasis. Is it?
What?
You remember the spirit oasis in Avatar: The Last Airbender season 1?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that, but with the whole forest?
I kind of feel like it is, because that was in the south, right?
Does the spirit oasis still exist?
Good question. I don't know. There's
so many questions.
There's so many mysterious things about the water tribe.
Is Yue still the moon?
Is Yue still the... Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Also, I will say Varric, I feel like could be Sokka's kid.
Yeah, you were telling me this
He's water
today.
tribe. Same characteristics, same personality, and he's also an inventor.
Yeah,
which Sokka was too.
But if he was Sokka's kid,
they would have mentioned it or
yeah. But I mean, they do have a lot of similarities. So
I'm just saying, like, if they wanted to pick
like
that
if he
up
had
as a
like
story,
some kind of secret love child, and it was Varric.
Yeah, I feel like they could go that route.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. The water flag symbol on the ships when Unalaq comes in, boss. By far, I love I'm just I will always choose water over all the elements. I personally have always loved it.
They just have the best backstory, in my opinion. Even though it's not that much, it's just...
They're OP. Like, you can literally heal, bend water, and blood bend.
Spirits? You can turn spirits good.
Yeah, true.
Or evil, depending on...
There's so many. There's also a moment where Katara's holding Rohan, and it just is like such cute... To me, those moments are like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It's so cute. Oh, can we also acknowledge the fact that Katara and Mako fight every interaction they have? I'm just cringing.
Part of the reason why I'm so done with it, I'm like... And it's always... I'm not misogynistic. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it how I see it. Korra is always the one to blow it up. Mm-hmm. Mako, you can clearly understand his side of things or why he would phrase even that. She gets pissed at like the way he phrases things, and I'm like, oh my god, just stop, please.
Yeah, and I think I felt
you guys are so toxic for each other.
Mm-hmm. I felt like they honestly didn't know how to write Korra, like a female avatar. That when when guys, like male writers, try and write a female, like, character,
Well, I think
it's kind of hard for them, I feel like. And the way that she's portrayed, like, it's just not...
It does suck that they went the typical, like, Mary Sue, but also, like, the only confrontation I have is because I'm a crazy woman. Like, that sucks. That she's even that way, but...
Yeah, and I mean, I get it to an extent because she is a teenager. And as a teenager, especially a female teenager, your hormones are going crazy. You are sassy and stuff. But, I mean, they really push it with Korra. And it makes you irritated. At least for me, I get so irritated with her where I'm like, I just want to slap her. Like, shut up. Shut up. You are so annoying right now. Like, if you were to just sit back and listen and just take a moment to, like, actually analyze things, it took 5 seconds for her to decide to go with Unalaq and then all of them back off. Like, what? 5 seconds?
And for her to disown her own dad.
Yeah, and then literally was like, bye, Dad.
Juxtaposition when she's acting this way, but then she's OP. Like, you can see she's really grown as the Avatar. She is so strong.
Yeah.
And when she enters the Avatar state twice in these 2 episodes.
And Aang, how many times do we didn't see very often. You can count on my one hand how many times he entered the Avatar state, I feel like, you know?
Well, even when she didn't know how to open the portal, she was still using her, like, bending, and it was like, it looked like there was a lot of, like...
force behind it.
Yeah.
She is by far, I think...
And the way she walks out of the portal, it's boss.
Korra I think she is still... I love her as an Avatar. Don't get me wrong. And I do think she does grow as the Avatar. But in these beginning parts, she's just immature, you know? And so it's just cringy. And you're like, stop, please. Even Aang was more mature than she was when he was 12. I mean, technically 112. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just obnoxious. But yeah, that's our... And then in this episode, we get to see, like, they fight spirits. And that's kind of like where we're at in this. Which the spirits are freaking strong. That would scare me. The way that Bolin reacts to them is how I would respond.
So one thing I noticed that I didn't notice... I noticed before, but I never really, like, cared as much as I do now. Color palettes within the Water Tribe. You can obviously tell that Unalaq, Eska, and Desna are from the north. Right? Compared to Tonraq, Korra's dad, or even Korra. Like, their getup is just different, but also the colors are, like, more purple. And I love that.
So, I don't know if you'll know this. I was wondering about this. So, because the South is kind of like this Badland area right now until Korra opened it up, do they all live in the North, just different parts? Or is there different parts of the South that they live in, too? I was wondering that because the South is kind of looked at as like, oh no, don't go over there, you know?
Yeah, and I was also wondering, like, would it be that hard to ship supplies to the South to make it just as...
Oh, I guess there is a place at the South because remember they walk up... That's the next episode for us to talk about. I have something to say about that.
But in terms of, like, technology and advancements, like, in civilization, the South really is not even competing with the North. Or I guess I should say the other way around. Like, the South is just... It still feels like it did in The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Which I'm wondering, like, is it that hard to ship supplies or, like, send people over there from the North to build it and make it better?
I think at this point, it's, like, competing villages in a way. Like, I feel like the Water Tribe is very much so like that, where, like, to each their own.
Well, there is that civil war going on.
Yeah, the next episode we watch is Civil War Part 1.
Which is so boss, because I was like, okay, well, these first 2 episodes felt like season 1. It felt cohesive, felt together, and then all of a sudden at the end, it's like... Because I was wondering, like, I know what's going to happen next, but how are they going to do this? And then all of a sudden, Korra and Unalaq are looking at the ships coming into the South, and I'm like, oh, it's already starting.
Yeah, these episodes are... slow. I will give them, like, they're really slow.
I kind of liked it, though.
I feel like it needed to be slow for you to understand and really get the concept that they're trying to push for this season. Because the thing is with spirits, it's all about that. It's taking the time to calm them, to really, like... I guess the flow of the season matches the theme of it, if that makes sense.
Well, and we're also given...
But there are moments where I'm like, okay, can we just hurry this up?
Also, though, like, the animation of the evil spirits when they're, like, running around.
Yeah.
Creepy, but also amazing animation. I don't know who storyboarded those scenes, but
Definitely.
they did a good job.
Do you want to talk about episode 2?
We kind of already did.
I know. There's still some things that I want to talk about, though. This one is titled The Southern Lights. And this is the one where Korra's pretty much chose Unalaq, and her dad, Mako, Bolin, Eska, Desna, all of them are going to the South Pole to open the spirit portal. And then while they're doing that, Tenzin and their family, like Bumi and Kaya, are going to the Southern Air Temple. Which is Aang's home. So it's kind of cool. And then
Monkey Otzo's still there. They didn't clean up his body. They wanted the kids to see it.
They just left it there. They thought it would be a good thing to remember, to call back to. So this episode, I guess this is where we hear about Korra's dad's background. And I literally, in my notes, have put, can't blame Korra's dad, because they treat him like complete trash, or like he's an awful human being. And I'm thinking, like, he just did what he thought was best. It's not like he had malicious intentions behind it. It's not like he was like, I'm going to have all of these spirits rampage in my hometown.
That's something I've realized the Water Tribe is so backwards in compared to the rest of the world in Avatar. Like, look at Paku even.
Yeah.
Like, they're so close-minded in terms of, like, social issues and all that.
Yeah, extremely. And then another aspect, I get on Tenzin's side, when they show up at the air temple, you're happy because you're like, oh, this is exciting, you know, something a little different. But then Kaya and Bumi are the last ones off of the bison, and they're treated like servants, and they're like, we're Tenzin's siblings. And they're like, oh, Avatar Aang had other kids? Are you guys airbenders? And it's like, no. And they're literally, the girl says, I'm sorry. And I was like, wow, way to make them feel like complete trash.
Also, like, even if obviously Aang didn't have an airbending kid for the first 2 kids he had, but like, even if he had kids, wouldn't the world know about it?
Yeah.
Just for the sole fact that they could be airbenders?
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're the Avatar's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's kind of interesting about the Avatar I just thought of? You don't have to leave a legacy with your kids, because as the Avatar, someone else will be born into the Avatar. You know, like, you never have to worry about having kids or being able to, because that's not really what's going to matter. But, I mean, I understand their hype around Tenzin because he is what is going to start a new generation of airbenders, but I also feel bad.
Harmonic convergence.
Okay, we're not there yet, though. Wow.
Tarwan statue.
Oh, yeah.
Janora.
Janora
Applebum. You gotta put me on.
I literally, my next one, Janora sea statue light up. That's my next note.
But she just randomly wakes up, I must go see this statue.
Janora, we were talking about this. She is so in tune spiritually. I would argue and say that she's more in tune than Tenzin is or ever will be. And I think it's just, I don't know if it's because she's the first female airbender that we get to see. And females are naturally more mother-like, you know, they're more like in tune in those things. I feel like, not to say that guys aren't,
I feel
but
like she could be part of a meme where it's like, I have airbending friends, and it's like their airbending friend, and it's Janora looking at the statue, waking up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, Janora, as soon as Korra unlocks the spirit portal, this Avatar statue lights up, and it has a spirit behind it, which we all know is Avatar 1, the first Avatar ever, and it's Rava behind him. But it's just cool because I don't remember that.
I don't either.
I don't remember that.
It's a nice like rewatchability.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's foreshadowing, you know, you're like, whoa, this is super cool, and you're interested. But she's so in tune, even just being in the room full of Avatar statues, just knowing, I don't know, having
she's
a connection.
Like literally around in the wind.
Also, at the end, like we were talking about, the end of episode 2, well, they look over the cliff and they see the southern tribe and the ships all coming in. That's when Korra realizes that maybe she didn't make the right decision. And you can tell on her face, she's kind of like, whoa, where is this going? And then I put, Unalaq gives me Tarlok vibes. Because he is manipulating her just like Tarlok was. Like, they each have their own agenda to push.
Water
except
tribe men.
I'm telling you, you gotta watch out for him. But Tarlok was a little more cocky and I guess like it
full of himself.
Yeah, but it made me like more interested because
Unalak's a little bit more creepier to me because he genuinely believes in his cause so much so that that's his personality. Like, he is his
I feel
cause.
like he disconnects himself from his own kids and Korra. Like, this is his family. And it's like, he has no, even when she's like, uncle, and talks to him, like, there's no reciprocated feelings there. In his kids, he doesn't even give a fuck that...
He's just like, come on.
That they're with Bolin messing around or that they're doing their own thing. I mean, they're teenagers, but still, it's just like, there is no connection there. Obviously, his kids are so like, ugh. They have no emotions. I really don't like them, okay? I can appreciate their fighting style, but they themselves, I'm not a fan of. Never happened.
Don't like Desna. I love Eska.
Oh, wait, I thought which one is which again?
Eska's the female.
Okay. I can never get them.
Bolin was like, I can't tell which one
I'm
is
Bolin.
Which. Bolin's a bi icon.
These episodes, I do like. I'm really into... I had to stop watching because I didn't want to do what I did in season 1 and rewatch all of it and then ruin it for myself. So I'm trying to take it slowly this season, but it has been very interesting. I did like these 2 episodes. I'm really excited to see the next 2 again. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Do you have anything you want to add? Any small things you can remember?
What is it? The celebration? What was that celebration for? It looked like a circus
Oh,
almost.
it's in
Or like
honor of the spirits.
Yeah, the spirit festival,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wow, how did...
We're like, what is it?
Oh,
what?
Also we did it again with the diggers. What are they called?
Oh my... Okay, someone help
Please,
us
somebody
out.
comment or email us, whatever you can to contact us.
Please, send us a message on Instagram, Twitter, email us at letstalkavatarnem@gmail.com. Literally, me and Isaac need the answer to this. We were driving around and we were talking about those, like, construction...
You know how there's, like,
vehicles?
bulldozers or, like, excavators, but, like, what are the ones...
That dig. Like, it digs and lifts up the dirt in, like, the little canister thing.
Yeah,
and then
like,
it, like,
the claw.
it scoops it, and then it moves it to another place. We couldn't think of the word, so we called it digger. Because we were like, what?
But we know there's a word. It's just literally left
and we looked
our
it up,
brain.
and we looked it up on Google, and it just kept saying excavator, and we're like, that's not what we called it.
It's a different word.
What is it? It's like a construction vehicle that you use to literally dig. What is it called? Does anyone know? Please let us know. This has been an issue for the past week.
It's yellow. It's big. It has a crane.
Yeah, and it scoops dirt up. Tell us what it is if you know. This isn't Avatar related, but please, we need to know. We've literally asked people in our family too. Oh, we forgot to ask Dade and Heather. But still, maybe you guys will give us an answer quicker than our family.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Spirit Festival boss, perfect way to introduce the, like, evil spirits and all that kind of thing and the whole theme of the season. So I thought that was really cool. But that's pretty much all I had for these 2 episodes.
Yeah, I said my piece.
I said my piece. Oh, Bolin and Asami went into Varric's ship.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't Asami get a deal with Varric?
Yeah.
For Future Industries, which is a big...
It's really beneficial to her since it's not doing too well. Man, she's a teenager. Like, running...
But also, she's going through it, I feel like, more than Korra is, honestly. Like,
yeah. Asami's
Korra
always...
at least has people around her that can tell her what's going on and help her with it.
Like, that's literally her life, is people there to help her train in the Avatar ways.
Asami's boyfriend just went for
the Avatar.
Her friend. And her dad is in prison. He tried to kill her and...
Now she's having to run the business that he started.
And it's failing.
So... You go, Asami. You still doing it.
Yeah.
If Asami can do it, you know, if Asami can make it through, you guys can make it through. That's what I'm telling myself now. When I'm really feeling it, I'm just be like, you know what? If Asami did it, I can do it too.
I feel like she's not really showed in these, like, showcased in these episodes.
I think they wanted to make it known she was there, but she's kind of in the background the entire series, especially this one. This series focuses mainly on Korra and Unalaq, you know, because it's so spiritual.
True.
So I don't feel like it really needs to involve, and besides Jinora, because Jinora is very spiritual too. But you know what I mean? Like, there doesn't need to be so many characters involved in this series. I'm excited for getting to hear about the Avatar backstory. That's why I love season 2. Why? So many people hate it, and I love it.
I don't know. The art style is cool. I just feel like it was dragged on. Like, I love the story. It puts me in a comfortable mood when I watch it. It's just a nice package of episodes, but
it doesn't leave you on the edge of your seat. Is that what you're saying?
No, and it's cool to learn about the first Avatar and all that, but it's like something about it. I just feel like there's no payoff. It's just something about it just doesn't. It just feels off to me. Like it's not. Like, I should have been more excited about it, but I'm not. Like, I don't care about it as much as I do even the main storyline.
Don't agree, but you know. I need to watch all of them. I need to watch the seasons all the way through again to make my final mind up about it. But I do like season 2. So.
I do too. And I don't like when people.
If you don't like season 2, come for me. I don't care. Fight me. We'll talk about season 2. I'm 11, so shut the fuck up. I'm 11, so.
Fight me.
Mentally, I am 11, so there you go.
Mentally, I am here, and it's the.
Insert. No. We insert another thing.
And it's the same radio show room that Iggy Azalea was in when he was like, that shit is fun, trash, get off the airways. Anyways.
Okay, we've dragged this on just like season 2.
Oh, okay.
As always, thank you guys so much for listening. We're so happy to be back recording. We are talking about moving our release day. Actually, by the time you listen to this, we might have changed our release day. It's currently on Fridays, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Rachel.
I'm Isaac.
And we hope you guys have a fabulous week. We will see you next week with another episode talking about season 2 episodes 3 and 4. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. You can find us on our website at nonessentialmedia.com, on Twitter at Let's Avatar, and on Instagram at Let's Talk Avatar. Join us next week for another episode. And as always, thank you so much for all your support.